What's up, everybody? Welcome to this week's episode of Live with the Game Fanatics. This is our weekly podcast where we talk about video games. We are live right now on twitch.tv/thegamefanatics and mixer.com/thegamefanatics. We do this show every Tuesday night, usually around 8 p.m. Pacific time. If you ever miss us live, head over to youtube.com/thegamefanatics where we post this every Friday for your viewing pleasure. Good God. Make sure you hit the follow button here and subscribe over at YouTube. Your support is always greatly appreciated, so thank you so much. And my name is Joel, and you can always find me over at twitch.tv/loadlastcheckpoint. My guests tonight are the host of Ben's OP Game Show every Friday here on twitch.tv/thegamefanatics. You can also find him over at twitch.tv/benreacts, where he likes to play Mario Maker and throw popcorn at stuff. How's it going, Ben?
It is going quite swimmingly tonight.
Stay humble.
What does that mean?
Popcorn.
What does swimmingly mean?
Yeah, what's the popcorn about?
I don't know.
Throwing popcorn around.
I had a brain
Swimmingly's
fart for a
good.
second.
Brain
How
pop.
do you guys not know what popcorn is?
You're really
We know what
sick.
popcorn is, but Ben's throwing it around.
I do
Apparently-
eat a lot of popcorn, so
Apparently he likes to make it rain. Don't judge his life choices.
My brain's just a little
Yeah.
scrambled, so I don't know where the popcorn thing came out of, but
don't slut shame my popcorn.
don't assume the popcorn's gender.
Oh, it's all genders, baby.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
Also
Let's-
on the show,
Thank you. Let's get off the topic.
the Digidesperado Tyler. He streams on twitch.tv/Digidesperado26. How's it going, Tyler?
Joel, how's it going? Thanks for having me. Going pretty well. In fact, I'm feeling a sense of completion because I finally got all my thoughts down in a critical fashion for my review of Splatoon 2 for the Nintendo Switch, which you can read, of course, at thegamefanatics.com. Short and sweet to it. Good. Recommend it. Have some reservations.
Well, don't spoil it.
Okay.
Whoa.
And back from the bowels of hell, Logan.
The bowels of hell I have ridden.
He's over at mixer.com/maplebars. How's it going, Logan?
Yes,
We
I
missed you,
am.
man.
Oh, it's growing great. Yeah, I missed the last couple of shows because of vacation and illness and the bowels of hell taking
Oh my God,
over.
did you
So
give me your disease?
yes, I did through the microphone.
Bastard.
It's
You're
really wrong
welcome.
that it's really wrong that I'm expecting your audio to go into reverse Latin at any point, and then we'd all get like a weird contract materializing on our desks. I'm concerned now.
Let's do it.
No.
I'm on
Yeah,
the side of the devil.
just-
Let's go.
Just wait. Just wait.
I would get to call out 6. That'd be cool.
It's really wrong that part of me wants. It was really wrong that part of me wants to imagine like it's some very mundane thing, like, "Hey, would you like a taco? Sign here." Well,
Yeah, it's-
crap.
The
Did you
devil's
say
just like a
tacos?
normal
Sign
guy.
me up.
Right. Yeah. He's a taco guy. He doesn't like burritos.
That's why he was sent out of heaven.
Oh, Jesus.
Burritos? Banished.
Let's not get into this. My gosh, are we just gonna step on mines?
I'm pretty sure that was like Exodus 5:12 or something.
513, 512.
I only know about Austin 316.
I
Austin?
don't know what that is.
I know one guy.
Stone
that's gonna
Cold
get
Steve
mine.
Austin, are you kidding me?
Do I look like I
Yes.
wrestled?
Yes, you have long
Wrestled
hair.
with popcorn.
Are we supposed to be talking about games or something
Yes,
right
let's
now?
go to the game.
What are games?
Wrestling is the game.
I feel like we have. I feel like we've buried the lead 6 feet under with concrete.
Hey, we're only
The
6
devil.
minutes in, and we've talked about popcorn genders and
6
wrestling.
minutes.
Splatoon. We
The
talked
number
about
of the
Splatoon.
devil. 6.
Well, I think you're missing
Six.
3 other ones.
Technically, that's a falsehood. The actual number of the beast. Wait, why are we talking about this?
Anyways, we're here to
my monster
discuss.
out of this.
We're here to discuss video games as always, and this episode will be
Really?
centered around our favorite games of 2017 so far. If anybody mentions a 2016 game, I will boot you right off this damn podcast.
I
Just
already
kidding.
made the mistake once. My teeth are still growing back.
Wow.
Now the only
bro.
exception I'll make is PUBG, because I think it's been in early access since early. Is it early 20 or late 2016, or has it been? Did it just come out 2017?
I think it's been 2017. I don't know. I'll double check
I'll
that
Google
real
it.
quick.
Okay.
Oh, I see
I'll
how.
Google it.
Oh,
Ben,
I see how
Pop
it
your
is.
popcorn. I'm going to Google it.
Now it's the only exception because of the fact that nobody played it till recently.
Well, and it's not out yet technically.
It's
either.
yeah.
Nobody played till recently, and now everybody's playing it. You two with your chicken dinners.
Chicken
I
does
love my
sound good.
chicken dinners.
Anyways, I don't know. We could do this either we all kind of name our favorite games, or we can all discuss like top games that we've all played. So we could start talking about maybe like I don't know what.
I would say, good stuff we played this year so far, because we were, in July going into August, or basically over the hump going to the second half of the year.
So what I'll do is, so we can each go around, name our list, and then we can discuss the games that we really like. So I'll throw down my list.
Sure.
So Nex Machina, Horizon Zero Dawn, Persona
Hold on,
5.
you can't.
What?
What?
Here's 30 games I played. I'm Joel.
I was literally on my third one. I was gonna stop.
I'm sick.
Why don't we stop? You gotta stop.
Ben, you have to
We
wait
have things to
everybody
say.
else to
All right,
talk
Nex
before you
Machina.
talk.
I'll start with Nex Machina. All right.
Did anyone else play Nex Machina or whatever?
I think you mentioned it when I was doing my stream of NieR Automata, saying it was kind of like a bullet hell shooter.
It's like have you ever played Resogun?
Oh yes.
So it's an arcade shooter.
It's a twin stick shooter. Okay.
Yeah, it's a twin stick shooter. It's really fun. It consumed me for like the first 2 weeks that it was out. It was challenging. It's beautiful. I know I have footage of it around here somewhere, and it'll pop up in the background, but I'm not gonna focus on that part.
Cord.
But yes, of course, Horizon Zero Dawn is one of the top games of the year in general. I don't know. What do you guys think about it?
I mean, Horizon's really good. Solid game. I don't like it as much as other people, but I totally see it and I get it. Like it's one of those games you play that feels just endlessly polished, like a shiny gem. Like it has so much AAA all over it. It's a really fun game.
Yeah,
It's
I
an
loved
awesome
it.
game. I love it.
I have not played it personally, but just from everything I've seen involving its reception, it looks like a good time. So
Yeah.
who am I to judge with a consensus? Except when I want to.
Plus, it's an awesome concept. I love the idea and the dinosaur mechazoids.
The only thing
Titans.
the only thing I saw that best summarized it was that screenshot of the movie Kung Fury out of context. Like, what year is this? It's the Viking Age. That explains the laser raptors. Okay.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
That's all we need
really
to know.
enjoy that.
I love the style of it, like the mech dinosaurs and like having to take them down. You can do it stealth. You can go all out, getting different types of weapons, and like what's cool is like at first with that game is each opponent that you face is really hard, and so facing more than one is like insanely difficult. But then as you progress, you get way better. And you get cooler weapons, and suddenly you're like taking on like 5 at a time and just destroying them.
Yeah, maybe you get better. I certainly didn't.
There's definitely some difficult parts in that game.
Yeah, they don't really do a good job of tutorializing a lot of the different weapons you can get.
Yeah, I would agree.
Are we still talking about Horizon?
Yeah.
Oh yes.
I will admit, though, it looks like it assumes that everybody is very privy to a lot of AAA game design. I'm talking about this is the crafting system, this is the stealth system, this is the action,
I'd agree with that.
And
Yeah.
I understand there's a certain level of shorthand, but after a while, you can lose a less literate audience with that. So I'm just making an observation as to how that's handled, but. Actually, the footage we just showed of Nex Mechanica looks absolutely like my kind of crazy.
Oh, dude, I love it. It's made by Housemark. They
Oh
always
my
do a pretty good
gosh.
job. The one thing,
Did they also make Matterfall?
they're making Matterfall. Yeah, is it out already? It's not out yet,
No,
right?
I'm
I think it comes
not
out this
sure.
month. Comes out this month.
I know we I think we try to get like wasn't it showing up at E3?
I think so.
I don't think it was on
It
the
wasn't
main stage,
revealed,
but it's a
but-
PS4 exclusive.
Either way, we should keep our eyes on that.
Yeah.
Didn't mean to interrupt. Go on.
Oh, I was just gonna say with Horizon, it was so I platinumed the game and I had fun actually hunting down everything for the platinum. And I probably put maybe like 50 hours into it, and I think by the time I was done, I was like, man, great game, love it. Don't want to play it anymore right now. But I loved it overall. Like I had a really good time playing it, but I do
weren't
not.
down it doing all that.
You
Yeah.
had a fulfilling experience with it. Now you get to put it down. I get
Well,
it.
yeah, like,
Yeah.
and it's rare that I finish a game to like completion like that, and so I think with finally doing that with this game, and it plays really well. The combat always really fun, but because I wasn't finding anything new to fight, really, I was kind of like, okay, I'm done. This is good. This was awesome. One of my favorite games of the year.
You exhausted the game. You were done. But I like Aloy as a character. I think she fits into the PlayStation universe very well.
That name though just keeps. It's like nails on a chalkboard to me.
Yeah.
Alloy.
Alloy.
I can't wait to see her in a PlayStation All Stars Battle Royale Part 2.
Yeah,
I can't wait.
Where's that game?
Sure.
I'll buy it.
I'll buy it too.
I don't know what happened to I don't know what happened to developer Superbot. Seriously, what happened to them? I'm kind of worried now.
They were shuttered.
Broke down.
Who wants to go next?
Usually you tell us who goes next.
Yeah, now I don't know what to do.
All right.
I don't like this.
Breath of the Wild. Let's talk about
Dad,
Breath
tell
of the
me.
Wild.
What's
I think
that?
we all played Zelda,
I did not,
right?
but that's I don't have a Switch.
that's
I don't have a
right.
Switch or Wii U, but that's why
Mistakes.
I'm here to listen.
Breath of
Don't
the
be
Wild
dumb,
is-
Joel.
I'm
Breath
already
of the
done.
Wild.
It's too late.
Oh my gosh, isn't that the brand new Call of Duty?
Call of Duty Breath
Dude,
of
I
the
would
Wild.
play Call of Duty Breath of the Wild.
Hell yes, are you kidding me? I'll play anything Call of Duty. Look
Kill
at
all
me.
the
That's
Koroks.
God, sorry.
Korok Rising.
There's like Nazi Octoroks everywhere.
Oh Jesus.
Sweet.
I'm down.
So Ben,
That's
tell
the
us
next, that's
tell
the
us
next
of
game we're gonna be talking about. Shush.
tell us of your love of Breath of the Wild.
Wait, me?
Yeah,
I'm probably the most
you're-
critical of it.
Somebody
You're
brought it up.
next.
Go on.
that's what I mean by love.
You got the floor. Come
so
on.
Breath of the Wild is the newest game in the long-running Legend
We all
of
know
Zelda
what Zelda.
series
We all know what Zelda
for
is,
the
man. Get to
Nintendo
the
platform. Shut your face. And it stars titular hero Zelda,
I love that Zelda
And
finally
wow,
gets to be in this game.
green faceplate armor.
The troll
no.
is.
It's,
Racist.
I think Zelda is a fantastic game. Here's what I'll say about Zelda. It's more important than it is good, and it is really good, but it's more important as moving the industry forward in open world games and how they feel to just run around and play and be rewarded naturally and organically and not through here's a watchtower, here's the 30 things it opens up. It's choose your own fun adventure open world, which I love seeing games return to. That's what the original NES game was. I mean, that's what Link to the Past was. And it's fantastic.
Care to throw a few more little buzzwords in there for us, Ben?
I think I got enough.
It doesn't seem like it holds your hand. That's one thing that always kind of interested me about it is it doesn't.
Yeah.
It just kind of puts you out there.
Yeah,
It
it just totally just lets you go, and I love that. I mean, that's what the Dark Souls games did. That's why I fell in love with the Souls games. Is they just let you go and do whatever the hell you want in an era, especially back then, 2008, right? In an era where every game was like, oh, they made fun of Call of Duty, like press X to salute or whatever. Like, it's just obnoxious. In the same way Horizon does stuff like that too, where here's this system, here's this system, here's this system. Zelda's like, hey, go let loose. Like, you may never find the guy that lets you dye your armor. You may never find that you can upgrade your abilities through this one person over here. You may never find all this random crap in the world. You may never find any Korok seeds and play the game for 60 hours. And that's awesome.
I seriously doubt that, man. There's like 900 of those little things.
You'll probably find one.
But I, if I may play a bit of devil's advocate, if I may, Ben. First things first, a mission. I did actually review Breath of the Wild for the GameFanatics.com. I in fact gave it, I think, my only 10 out of 10 for the year. It's fantastic. In fact, I'm actually playing casually through my Master Mode playthrough, the new DLC that came out. But you do bring up a good point when it comes to how much openness is too open. Like, the first playthrough, I actually missed the tutorial on how to cook food. I missed it, and I actually forgot. And I actually also didn't realize how extensively you had to mark the map. And I actually lost my way in the Great Plains, just trying to figure out how to get spicy food in order to even get to the next shrine. And I've been playing games pretty much my entire life, so how much hand holding is too much, but at the same time, how much hands off is too much hands off. I mean, I'm not pointing out a case by case. I'm not pointing out saying my particular case is endemic, but it is that weird sort of line that Breath of the Wild toes and can sometimes, I don't know, have some small issues with. Like, for all everybody keeps saying that Zelda holds your hand too much, at least it ensures that everybody gets to the end. And Nintendo has always prided itself on that.
Sure.
So,
but this is a post Minecraft world, right? Where there is no end, just go nuts. And I think it kind of maybe took too much from that ideal, right? But it's definitely nice to see, especially after Skyward Sword, which had like a 6-hour opening where it didn't let you do anything.
I'm not gonna lie, that is also something I do think is kind of funny when you go back to like 2000s game design, because I'm trying to play through the Kingdom Hearts games, and Kingdom Hearts 2 will not freaking start after like 4 hours.
It's crazy.
Oh my god, it's like, here's how you attack, here's how you block, here are some cutscenes of stuff that makes absolutely no sense because we're trying to not foreshadow your characters in the Matrix. Oh, I mean, weird stuff.
Don't listen to that.
I mean, weird stuff. Look, we got Christopher Lee voicing a guy with a belt all over his face. What?
Have you guys watched the indie game movie that was on Netflix? The documentary.
I did.
No,
I did see that.
It came out a while ago, but then they made one that's like life after the indie game movie. Did you guys watch that?
I didn't watch that.
I did not see that, but I did like, at least, even if it was pretty much romanticized, I did like seeing the struggles of like Ed McMillan and Phil Fish when it came to design.
There's a part where like it's in the life after indie game movie. They're like all there, and they're at a press conference, and there's this guy from one of the Japanese, I think he's from like a Japanese news site.
Joel, I have to cut you off because I was in the room for this.
Oh, you were okay.
In the room for this,
where they tell him like
at GDC, where a Japanese developer asked Phil Fish what he thought of Japanese
games, and he was like,
they were like shit or whatever.
He's like, I think they suck. I think you guys have fallen behind. You guys need to wake up and learn from us, like because of the hand holding thing.
Oh my gosh. Oh yeah, the classic Phil Fish hot take.
It was oh my god, it was so cringy, but it was like, and you were you were there.
It was fine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it wasn't. People weren't like, oh, or anything. It was just like a normal. It was like, oh, I can't believe he said that. Ha, okay, next thing.
Okay,
it was not a big deal.
They made it a bigger deal in the movie, but that's what else.
For sure.
It made me think of that because they were showing. I think it was Skyward Sword, where it's just holding your hand for like everything, and then I think they learned from that. I mean, not from that exact like meeting, but they went in a different direction. We're like, hey, we're not gonna hold your hand.
As I said before, I still have a bit of fondness for Skyward Sword when it comes to what it was trying to do with motion control, game design, level design. So I don't think I think the problem was for me with Skyward Sword was the hand holding. It was. I think a major turnoff to it was the control scheme, the input, because that can change a lot. Like, you ever try playing Sonic the Hedgehog on a touch screen on a smartphone? Very different.
Yeah, very much.
But
on-screen controllers for
Sonic
old
Run
games like that.
Perfect.
As I said, I didn't mean to play devil's advocate, Ben. It's just it's always a fascinating discussion to have when it comes to how much Skyward Sword was nothing but hand holding. Breath of the Wild is no hand holding. Like, where's the balance? Do they go too far? Do they go too little?
Well, I personally I have so many issues with Breath of the Wild. Well, so many sounds like I have a lot, but I do have a lot of issues, and none of them are really with how open the world is. It's more with that it's just too big. Like, it's too large. There's no reason for it. There's no gameplay or narrative reason. It's just atmosphere. We made a big space.
Atmosphere.
Okay.
I would actually argue atmosphere. People can sometimes get a little too hung up on the technicalities of things, but sometimes that big environment can lead to atmosphere. And I think that's actually why I still love Breath of the Wild, even though we have critiqued and nitpicked it, because everything from the visuals and the music just puts you in this very mellow mood. Like, when you think of Zelda, you usually think of some big, epic, bombastic adventure. This feels more solemn, almost like a travelogue, almost picturesque. Well,
okay, sure.
And I enjoy that tonal change.
I think a little smaller.
Yeah. Well, for the sake of people like me that had crank out a review for in 10 days, sure, yeah, it's smaller.
Well, it doesn't need to be that big. I've criticized that the 120 shrines are kind of ridiculous. We could have had 40 amazing shrines and maybe 8 awesome dungeons comprised of all the parts of those shrines that you already made, and that would have been better. Like here's the big thing. Here's the big problem with the openness of the world. You made it so big and vast. I guess there's just synonyms, but you did this, and because of that, you can't have, oh, here's a bomb bag upgrade. Here's an arrow like quiver upgrade. Here are pieces of heart. You can't have that because they just be all over the place. It'd be obnoxious to find them, exactly like the Korok seeds. So they removed the joy of discovery and the joy of finding these like quest rewards in that game are garbage. They just give you money, and money is useless. Quests used to be, oh, maybe I'll get a bottle, maybe I'll get a quiver upgrade, maybe I'll get this new item. No, now you just get money.
Money is useless. Are you kidding me? Money.
I had 70,000 rupees.
What the heck were you not using it for, my man? Because
what am I using it on?
Yeah, what do you need to buy?
What exactly is up with this? I've actually had multiple situations where I've actually had to keep using money for armor, health. I'm trying to think, armor, house upgrades, buying food in. I've actually had more use for money in Breath of the Wild than I've had in any other Zelda game, where you could basically just pick up.
I'll agree with that. I still had 70K, and that's after spending like 50 on nonsense.
RNGs must have been really good to you, man, because I imagine
I just mined along the game, and I never sold anything.
You see right there, man? You did nothing but mining, you little...
I didn't grind, though. I didn't go out of my way. I was just like, oh, look, ore. And then I found this lady who was really nice.
Get your alibi straight here, man.
I found this really nice lady who gave me money. I love that.
She gave me a bunch of money for jewels.
Oh, what a very lovely little boy. Here's 10,000 rupees. Don't ask me how I got them.
That's literally, she's like, hey, I'll buy diamonds, but I'll buy only 10 at a time. And I'm like, I got 20.
Where the heck is this chick?
She's in the Goron City.
Where the heck? What? I never
She's in the Goron City. Dude, go get her money.
Large
Kill
city.
her.
Large city, ladies and gentlemen. Large world. I didn't find the girl that makes the game easy mode. Congratulations.
It's not easy mode. I didn't need the money.
Yeah.
Says you. All right. Okay, who else are we talking to?
I'm cash poor over here.
I'm not cash poor. I'm a wild man.
Okay, are we ready to move on to a different game?
Sure.
Or
Wild man.
Give us a game. Save us from ourselves.
I will save you from you. Well, let's see. Persona 5.
I didn't play it.
Didn't play it.
Get up, get
Ben,
out
did you play it?
Someday I'll get to the Persona series.
I'll
Not
play
that.
it. I don't know. Sometime.
Okay.
Yeah, me too. I'm not there. yet.
PUBG. Player Unknown's
PUBG.
Battlegrounds. Or fuck,
Really?
I don't know how to say it.
Whoa. Pump the brakes. I played Persona 5. I enjoyed it. We can at least get some blood from the stone. Come on.
Okay,
It's
I'm
awesome.
So I got past the third dungeon, and then I went on vacation, and I decided to put it away for a while. But
Still
I do.
haven't touched it.
I love it. I still haven't touched it. No, I'm way away from touching it. But I loved it. I loved Persona 4 Golden. I love the style of this game. I love the music. I love the characters.
Shoji Meguro makes good music. My gosh.
I hate always having to go to sleep, but that's fine.
Hey, it's been a while. You look tired. You should go to sleep. Shut up, Morgana.
One of my favorite things is the burger challenge. It reminds me of Big Judd's, which is kind of a local thing here. But
Yeah,
Big Judd's. But other than that, like, great game. I want to play more of it. It's just one of those games that it's like, I mean, it's 100 hours or more.
right.
So I set it aside for now.
It's daunting.
I can easily attest to that because I do like Persona 5. Part of me though still thinks maybe the plot could have been a little bit better. I mean, I actually wrote a full-on fanatical take about how I thought the first like 5 hours so could have been done a whole lot better. But once you start getting into it, it is pretty freaking good. Like I like the characters, I like their conflict, I like the dungeon design, I like the focus that it feels more like a coherent dungeon rather than a bunch of floors of grind fodder. You know, like it was one of the most surreal things to happen to me because I actually tried playing Persona 5 with my PS Vita's remote play, and suddenly I was doing nothing but just level grinding in Mementos, just getting ready for the next dungeon, and it felt effortless compared to level grinding on a big screen. And I think that's kind of why I may have a certain level of, I don't know, appreciation for like Persona 3 and Persona 4 because I played those on the Vita, which, I notice people are much more accepting of like, level grinding with a portable rather than on a console release. And I don't know, it was just fascinating to see how they stepped their game up with proper dungeon design, but still, gave you some of that delicious abnegation in the Mementos dungeon. It was a nice compromise to have that, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, and who's your Bae in the game? I'm all about Anne. Anne is the hottie.
I like Makoto.
Which one?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, who's your waifu?
Yeah, she.
Yeah. Bane. My Bane's Morgana. She keeps trying to get me to go to sleep.
I'm a sucker for blonde hair. Anyways.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah, let me clarify that. My Bane is Morgana. She won't shut up. She doesn't know anything. She's a darn cat.
Isn't Morgana a guy?
Morgana, guy, girl, cat.
No, that's Morgano.
Morgana identifies as annoying. There we go.
I thought. Yeah, Morgana is a guy.
Found
That's
the new
true.
Gender.
But you just assume.
But I will say Morgana does say he, so whatever. But I will say a favorite female character is Makoto. I like Makoto. I like her. She's got a motorcycle. She's got a motorcycle. That's how she fights. She's awesome.
She's
cute.
Just kidding.
And we're at the point in the show where we choose our favorite, most adorable characters of Persona.
I love
that would be a great topic for another show. Let's move on to Player Unknown's Battlegrounds.
Live waifu talk.
Who's the girl in the headphones?
Choose your waifu.
The girl in the headphones? I don't know. I haven't gotten there yet.
I like her
that's
style.
Girl. That's her name.
Futaba, yeah.
Futaba.
Yeah, see, Futaba. That's what I said.
Yes.
So PUBG.
Player Unknown's Battlegrounds.
I can never say it. I can never say the damn name. Players Unknown Battlegrounds.
Player Unknown's Battlegrounds.
They could have chosen a better name.
But that's what we got.
But it's okay. They could have literally just called it PUBG and I would have been fine.
PUBG.
Rubble, working title.
But it is.
It is a working title.
It's the biggest game right now.
It's huge.
It didn't it peak higher? It's the first game to peak, or it's the highest concurrent players. That's a non-Valve game on Steam, right?
Right. Yes. Yeah. It did just pass Fallout 4 for that title. I guess you could say.
Fallout 4.
People will play Bethesda games till the end of time. If we're seeing Skyrim being released on every console and every small screen you could see at the gas station to play it on while you're getting gas, people will play it till the end of time.
That's true. I mean, I get GTA 5, but no, Fallout anyways.
Why? Okay, you understand GTA 5, but you do not Fallout.
Well, yeah, because GTA 5 has an online like community and just like a really cool. They cater a lot to online, so it's really cool.
Yes, I'm aware of the online thing, but popularity, enjoyment.
Hold on.
There is
these are just max concurrents, not like current players. Just the most they've ever had.
I think they peaked higher. They peaked higher than any non-Valve game.
It's not like 17,000 people are still.
It's not about the game.
No, they hit
about PUBG.
They hit like over 300,000 or something like that.
PUBG came out this year in early access in March, so it is technically. So we were aiming for a full release by the end of the year, but they've since moved that to whenever we want, basically. Yeah. Saying next year. You know, they're covering their butts as any early access Kickstarter Indiegogo crap will do.
And the reason why I did count it was because I paid for the game, so even when it does officially come out of early access or whatever, I already own it.
Right.
And early access games are that weird kind of category of like they are games, they are out, they're just not like fully released, so
they're an alpha. I treat them as alpha builds at best. So technically, it's out, but not really. It's really difficult to really talk about.
It's a work in progress.
Yeah, because of the trend, it's difficult to really put a hard limit on. Is it ready? Is it not? We don't know.
I just really want other games to start copying it and put like a mode in there that's like this. Like imagine Call of Duty or Battlefield adding a last man standing open world looter thing.
You have to find your loot. Yeah,
that would be awesome.
No, it would be cool. I think we'll probably start seeing that in the future for
I really hate to say
AAA
this
titles.
I know this sounds kind of flippant, but every time I keep looking at footage of it, it looks like it's basically heist. It's basically 100 man battle royale or 100 man 100
That's exactly what it is.
Exactly what it is.
That's
But
exactly what it is.
the
With
fun thing,
microtransactions, because why not?
it actually doesn't
There
have.
are
Well,
no
you
not
could.
yet.
Yeah, you don't really need to. I mean, the items that you get in those boxes are
It's cosmetic.
it's all
Totally
cosmetic.
cosmetic. It's all cosmetic. Yeah, it's
I
all
think,
cosmetic.
and I know we've talked about this
Cosmometic.
on one of the other episodes, but what I really like about it is just how intense it is. It's a simple game, like really it is. Like it's it's like one map. It's last man standing. It's loot, same guns, all whatever. But it's different every time. It's different every time because of how you play the game, how you and your partner play the game, how you and your squad play the game.
How other people play the game.
The RNG, like what items you're getting, and how close you are to the circle compared to like how good the other players are. Like, and it gets intense. Like it's
I've seen some crazy stuff. Like a guy like knocking a guy off a motorcycle with a frying pan. Like the levels of
Crazy things like that.
No, I'm being serious. Like some guy was like trying to rush this guy. Like went off a ramp on a motorcycle, went after him. The guy sidestepped, swung the frying pan, bam! Character model stood ramrod stiff, took the pan, ragdolled. The bike kept flying.
Yeah, yeah. I've run over a few people. I love that. I love that game. Yeah. I've also been run over by my own teammate. I think was that you, Logan?
I probably ran you over before.
You did run me over, yeah.
That wouldn't surprise me.
he does it out of love.
He does. That's true.
More or less.
Ben, you've kind of started playing a little bit of it, haven't you?
I played a couple rounds. It's really cool. I just am terrible, and I want controller support, which will make me even worse. So yeah, but I'll play it with you.
No way.
Yeah.
Is it really?
So and that's something. And I was going to mention that about this game is that the updates are frequent and substantial.
They are. They're constantly supporting the game.
Cause like for instance, what's coming this week? There's first-person servers coming. There's controller support. There's quality of life improvements on top of all the bug fixes. And I think that's what makes this a worthy purchase. I'm always skeptical of early access titles.
But at the same time, if I remember, PlayerUnknown also worked on the DayZ mod for Arma. So the guy has cut his teeth when it comes to updating and supporting his stuff. So it's good to hear that. It's good to hear that he's continuing this trend, or at least this should be a trend.
Well, right. I'm sure his team is constantly growing. So now he probably has the support that they need. Because they even have
like every other week.
Yeah, and they have like tournaments, like they have like invitationals and stuff like that, and
that's kind of it's starting silly, to grow. But
yeah, they are, but it's starting to grow. I mean, people are putting together pro teams and stuff like that. It's becoming
people are
something.
Playing.
It is interesting. It is kind of interesting to see how a community like grows and gathers towards a game and see how it changes. Like you're in for a treat if you actually cultivate that community. So I can see the appeal.
Yeah. And I also like, there's different modes. You could do solo by yourself. You could do duos, you with another person, or squad, which is a total of 4. And, if no one's playing that I know at the same time, it's an easy game to just open up, jump right in, and play a match. And I like that a lot.
Yeah, and I mean,
and you can very little wait time.
You can start playing at 9 p.m. and then all of a sudden it's 1 a.m. and you're like, maybe one more game.
Yeah. Maybe you should see someone about that, because that's more about you.
Insomnia just means you're hardcore.
Yeah. All right. Any other games anybody wants to talk about?
I think I have a few things to talk about. May I?
I'm going to put it on Tekken as the background, so I'll let you guys do your thing.
Well, I could talk about Tekken, but, we'll have Tyler go.
Actually, if you want to talk about Tekken, sure. Let's keep this to a theme since we are showing the Tekken footage right now.
Okay, I'll just quickly cover Tekken. Tekken, I've always loved fighting games. It's been a long time since Tekken 6 because that was originally on the PS3, and we finally have Tekken 7, and it took it a while to get over here. They waited like a whole year plus after the Japanese release at the arcades because they wanted it to be polished and ready to go and good. They didn't want a Street Fighter V frenzy on their hands.
Oh gosh, actually, if I may, I do want to ask because I was raised with Mortal Kombat. I love Mortal Kombat. I appreciate Street Fighter. I've played Street Fighter. I've dabbled with plenty of other fighting games, but honestly, can you try to summarize for me the appeal of Tekken? Because as far as I can tell, it's just a regular it's just a 3D fighter. I mean, please win me over.
Well, I mean, I like Tekken, but I'm not a fan of Street Fighter, but I do like Mortal Kombat and Injustice and those other fighting games. But Tekken has always been my favorite because of the characters. I guess just growing up with them and all their different fighting styles and the hitbox porn that Tekken 7 brings.
all right. Like I kept hearing about that. I'm like, really? Is that what people see? But then I think I saw like a couple of games where people were, if you're like getting ready for do like an attack or a big attack, the game actually like slow down and zoom in so you can
they
see
did add that.
The exact precision of where the hit connects, and I saw people just lose their minds at EVO watching these matches when it gets to that, and I'm like, oh, okay, so that's a good crystallization, I guess, of the appeal of Tekken, because for a while it just looked, for me, it looked kind of stale because I was too used to projectile blasts or over the top key energy or something, and I'm just seeing a lot of this technical punching and kicking, and
so you have to be good with the moves, you have to be good with your combos, you have to know when to do it and when not to do it, and I think that's the Evo community or the competitive community loves about it.
It's the appeal of the series. It's a refined brass tacks brawler that's just learn the ins and outs and
master it.
Yeah, master it.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
That's that's fine. It's one of the strangest things, because I like my fighting games. I like how people get communities around these. Every time I look at Tekken, it just comes off as too plain for me. But now they've added this visual flair to kind of, clue people in on what other people have seen in it. And I think it's a smart call.
I like their roster. Their roster looks a lot more interesting than Street Fighter's.
Yeah, the roster is fun. I like all the characters and their backstories.
Like I have a spice rack. Okay, yeah.
So I mean, just play it and try it. Like I tried Street Fighter 5 when it came out. I wanted to give Street Fighter another chance. I just couldn't get into it, but I still enjoy Tekken a lot.
They didn't have Jury, so I didn't pick up Street Fighter 5.
Is Tekken like a quarter circle forward type of fighty?
Yeah.
Damn it! I hate those. I can't play those.
What is wrong with you?
I'm bad. I'm real bad.
Yeah, I'm really bad.
So bad.
Get on my level.
I'm like, I need punch and kick button.
Yeah. Gosh. Wow. All right.
I'm not a 2D fighter.
Arms.
Whoa.
Yeah, with the best theme song of the year.
Oh my gosh.
Too, though.
Yes.
So I want to hear about Arms because I don't really care about. I haven't cared about it at all, but it looks really cool.
Oh, sorry. Go on. Is yours?
I guess.
I'm pretty sure Tyler requested this game on the list.
Feel free to tell me to shut up, please.
Shut up.
Okay.
Shush.
Forgot the police.
No one's talking. I'm just going to talk. Arms is really fun. Arms was a surprise. I was the only one that said Arms looks good when they showed it at the Nintendo Switch reveal, and no one believes me, but people do now because it's still fun.
Who's laughing now?
Yeah,
I really liked Arms.
I can agree.
It's fun. It's a lot of fun.
I am actually agreeing with you. I am agreeing cold-heartedly. I thought it looked like a lot of fun. I played it. I reviewed it. I'm like, this is actually fun.
Yeah, it's really good. I can't wait for more content drops and stuff for it to get back in.
Max
throw
Brass.
more characters and stuff like that. Yeah.
Freaking Max Brass.
I wish there was
some
a
more
little
modes.
more single player content or just like unlockables or something that were
more costumes,
tantalizing.
More arms, more things like that. I would agree.
I love the design of all the fighters. Like,
they
character
nailed
design
it.
is awesome, and it's great.
It's
freaking Twintel, Master Mummy, Min Min.
It's like Overwatch levels of they fucking nailed it.
Yeah, lovable characters.
Yeah,
great design. Great.
Put that on the box, Nintendo.
Yeah, where are my Arms amiibos?
Don't tell them that.
I would totally pick up a Ninjara amiibo day one.
Oh, yeah.
Gladly.
This is why Arms is great.
No, Min Min. I'm a Min Min main.
Yeah, Min Min all the way.
Min Min. Or Twintel.
Yeah, I see you as Twintel.
And they nerfed what's his face, the other guy.
Kid Cobra,
yeah.
Yeah.
Good, because people were being stupid with him. Anyway,
Nerfs are there for
I
a
know
reason.
the meta of something. I'm excited.
You're part of the community, Ben.
Yay!
Congratulations.
I'm not an idiot.
Popcorn.
All right, what else we got?
Moving on.
Moving on to the next game.
I don't think anyone else will bring it up, but I don't know who else played it. But Resident Evil 7, I'm a huge fan of Resident Evil, and I love huge. I mean, I just watched all 6 movies and I liked them.
Ew.
So
What?
Okay, you could go now. Just
I'm a big
exit.
fan of Resident Evil.
Ben, you shut up. We're talking about NieR Automata now.
No, wait.
But
I did
no.
really like all the Fast and Furious movies, so I'm kind of in that same boat.
All right.
Of liking movies that shouldn't be liked.
it's neither.
Seriously, Ben.
I'm not saying they're the best.
Ben. Do me a favor. Go in the corner and think about your taste in movies for a minute.
I didn't say they're my favorite movies.
Yeah,
You
neither
said
did
you
I.
liked them. That's still pretty bad.
Yeah, I like
you
them.
enjoyed
Liking them is too far.
I know you can't
Entertaining.
like something.
You didn't even
How
qualify.
dare you?
You didn't even qualify.
Oh, okay,
though.
I'll qualify it. As a
Please.
big Resident Evil fan, there are key moments that I go, that's Resident Evil. I enjoyed that. And then you turn your brain back off and you watch the rest of the movie.
And then you slowly die because you turned your brain
Also,
functions off.
Jorah is in 3 of the movies, and I was very pleased.
Who the heck is Jorah? Why should I care?
Jorah from Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones.
I don't know his name. I'm sorry.
You're terrible with actors'
Jorah's
names.
good. I now want to see those movies just to see.
I
him in
don't
it.
know anyone's name.
Who the heck? How the heck do they pay him to get in those movies?
He was there before Game of Thrones and then after. It's so absurd. Why?
He didn't know if his character was going to live through Game of Thrones, so he did the movies.
So it's
He's
kind of like
the main
David.
character in the last movie, dude. He's
So it's kind of like David Hasselhoff.
That
Yes.
doesn't surprise me.
So you're trying to tell me it's kind of like David Hasselhoff, like he was in that piece of crap movie Star Crash, then he got picked up for like Baywatch, but people don't talk about Star Crash anymore.
I don't know.
I mean,
I'd pay
maybe,
to see
sure.
Dora on Baywatch.
I'm sorry, like the only reason I even know about that movie is because of the Mystery Science Theater 3000 revival. But
It doesn't matter. Resident Evil 7, the game, is excellent. A nice return to survival horror, as everyone said. I think it's more impressive to see how their systems all work together so well, and it's almost disappointing in that you can see how good the next game will be, and it will be incredible. If they just follow this blueprint, it will be one of my favorite games ever made. And Resident Evil 7 is one of the first games in years where I beat it and I went back and did it again. I beat the game probably 3-4 times. I did like a speed run of it. I've played so much of that game when it came out.
wow,
Just love it to death. The mechanics and how it all fits together, how they have the different people hunting you, and how like you can abuse the AI, and there's all this like weird speed running meta in it that kind of, I don't know if it's intentional, but you can figure things out. Like if I go here,
I'm amazed that I'm amazed that I'm hearing your undiluted opinion about this, man.
but there's weird stuff where if I don't go to this door, I can collect everything in the house, and as soon as I go to this door, it triggers this cutscene, and then that guy can chase me, and that's when I do this, and it's this whole spiral of events that almost plays out naturally within the game if you choose to kind of pull at those threads. If you've played a lot of games, you can kind of see them,
Yes,
and it's pretty cool.
of course. I will say Resident Evil 7 was actually my very first experience with VR gaming. And
Oh, how'd that go? I'm actually curious. Not good, it sounds.
I'm not gonna lie. Like I've gone through the first hour or so of Resident Evil 7. Love what I played. It always ends with the boss fight in the garage with talking about the boss fight in the garage.
Yeah.
I get to the first hour and then I stop. I mostly have been renting my time through play and trade because there's only so many hours in the day and I want to save a little bit of money. But then I tested their VR over there. And I played that exact same first hour of Resident Evil 7. I've been through it before. I know where the keys are. I know where to go. I know, when the bakers are going to show up. I know everything that's going to happen, and I know what to do. I was scared out of my flipping mind having
I've
that
heard it's
right,
fantastic.
having it right up in your face in VR. And I'm not even gonna lie. I was actually kind of whimpering a little bit to myself when I was trying to sneak past him to get to a certain area, I've been a VR skeptic for a long time, but also talk about me going into the deep end. Just boom. I didn't start with Batman Arkham VR or one of those like physics simulators. No, I went right to freaking Resident Evil 7 and got chased around by a bunch of undead
Yeah, right.
rednecks.
being chased in Resident Evil 7 VR, I also played it, was like anxiety inducing because it just felt like it was right behind you and it was like scary. I agree. It was scary.
I have an Oculus and I have Arizona Sunshine or whatever, and it makes me kind of sick. But I've played it, and there are moments where I'll turn around and there's like guy right in your face, and it is a zombie just running at you.
Handsome.
Oh God. Like, it's fucking scary. And that's awesome. Like, that is something really cool that can only happen in VR. I don't know if it's really we need VR, but that's really, really cool.
One day, maybe.
It has made me more open to its being developed now. I could say that.
Yeah.
Right, you see the potential. You see what it can do.
Oh, absolutely.
I've seen the potential.
Yeah.
I've tasted it.
I've seen it, tasted it.
NieR Automata.
Tastes like beer. Yeah, thank you very much. NieR Automata is actually a bit of an odd duck for me because I was aware that it was good. I was aware that it was popular, and I was aware that Platinum Games developed it. And I love just about any game made by them, almost any. I'm not crazy. I mean, I still cannot believe what the heck they were thinking when it came to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Mutants in Manhattan. But otherwise, they have a good track record. Power. but you know me, they usually have a good track record for me. You know, like Bayonetta, the Wonderful 101. The Legend of Korra game was actually serviceable for what it was. And that's really all I knew about it. But then people kept saying how NieR Automata was an existential philosophical game about science fiction. And I'm like, oh, okay. So you have me good gameplay, very addictive, arcadey action reflex gameplay with a big old sci-fi story. I knew nothing about Yoko Taro. I didn't play Drakengard. I didn't play the past NieR. And it's also the first game as part of my pile of shame stream on my YouTube channel where I decided to play to completion games that have been recommended to me, but due to time or obligation or whatever, I can't get to them. So I've been playing through the game live on my Twitch channel every Friday. Oh, I try to every Friday. And experience the game as blind as I possibly can. No spoilers, no walkthroughs, no cheese, no whatever. By the way, Ben, thanks a lot for that thing with the chips. That helped quite a bit. And have been enjoying the game. And I've been enjoying the game for what it is. And it's got some pretty tragic gut punch moments. Like, seriously. Like, I thought to myself, okay, this is going to be a silly game about fighting robots and stuff about humanity, and I thought to myself, okay, it's gonna be another one of these what does it mean to be human, navel gazing nonsense that every single sci-fi story thinks is so poignant. And then when you get like maybe 40 minutes into the main plot, you start slaughtering robots and they start screaming, please don't kill me, I have a family, you horrible monster. I'm like, oh God.
Yeah. Well, I think
the red shirts have families.
It's so like you're so right about what it does and says with that, but it also does all these interesting things, and you start seeing it where you are in the game.
But that was the turning point. That was the Ben, please, you gotta let me finish the thought here, buddy.
I said okay and stopped talking.
Yes, but I need to make sure it doesn't happen again. I got
permission granted.
But that was the turning point for me when I noticed that Yoko Taro knew a thing or two about tonal shifts, and then the game just kept piling on the crazy and the interesting and the what, and it just made me want to play more of it. And then I found out there's multiple playthroughs of multiple perspectives that happen as you go through it, and now I am utterly in awe of what exactly happens now with 2B and 9S and all these other characters and how they deal and cope with all of this crazy keeps happening. And it's really strange because some of the boss fights, some of the things can be pretty punishing, but I willingly power myself through it to see through to it. And that was a weird sense, but I don't reserve that kind of masochism for myself unless I really do think the game has something poignant or interesting to express. You've mentioned before, Ben, how much Dark Souls has improved and has kind of changed the industry in this respect. Mm-hmm. And I think in some respects that's what's happening now. In a much more traditional narrative perspective, I really hate to sound like I'm gushing about, though, especially since I haven't actually finished the game to its full narrative completion. But everything I'm seeing at this point is making me absolutely salivating with what it's talking about. Like I love me some philosophy. I love me some high concept sci-fi. I love chewing on that sort of stuff, but I love seeing gaming tackle it in a way only it can. And NieR Automata has great poignant moments like that. And I'm really glad I took the plunge and got it and then playing it the way I am and got the way I did, because it's a good start to the Pile of Shame stream on my channel. You should check it out, by the way. But also an indication of just how actually kind of commonplace this is, because I know the game release we gave it a good score, we gave it a good review, and it's kind of had its time of the sun. But even after the trends and the talk and the hype is down, it is still interesting and worth re-exploring. Like, I know I'm eating up too much time, but way too often I notice games like to be picked apart and talked about in the moment, and then okay, turns out there really wasn't much else to talk about. Then we just move on. But NieR Automata feels like something I will willingly replay or go back to every now and then, and that's something I really don't talk about. That doesn't happen to me a whole lot with games, so absolutely, NieR Automata is definitely a highlight for me. Let's see, what else?
Well, hold on. I want to add a couple things about NieR, because I think it only gets better and better. It's one of those things that you'll hear, oh, you have to play through it 3 times. I think that's a misnomer. You have to play through it once. It's required to get through it those 3 times. And I won't spoil anything, but the whole story, the whole thing together is so much more than you'd expect from really gaming in general. And it does so many things, not even talking about the existential, what does it mean to be alive and all these robots and consciousness and all that, the things it does that only gaming can do in terms of storytelling. But then that's actually why I have enjoyed it so much, because those very themes you mentioned is only the beginning of the game, the first playthrough. It continues past that and goes deeper. It doesn't just do observations and say, okay, you figure it out for yourself. No, it continues and makes a proper statement, which is a lot more ballsy than I've seen a lot of other games do. Like Deus Ex, the more recent Deus Exes keep trying to have you make the decision for yourself, and they just come off as kind of forgettable. This has a clear statement to make, and some of it isn't exactly all sunshine and rainbows. Oh, it's definitely not.
Absolutely not. So, what else? What else have I been playing? Yes, I have been playing Splatoon 2 for the Nintendo Switch, and not really much else to talk about when it comes to Splatoon 2. It's, for me, a good upgrade of what was established on the Wii U with Splatoon 1. And
is it one of your favorite games of 2017?
I would definitely say it's definitely one of the more addictive games I've played in 2017. It's definitely the most engaging I have played in 2017. And it's also probably the most curiously designed of 2017 I've played. I can't really call it bad, but I can't really call it good either. Like, I think everybody has kind of given it a lot of crap for this, but I think you guys know what I'm talking about. Like, it's got a fantastic horde mode. Like, it's a solid horde mode salmon run where you and 4 guys defend, fight bosses, collect items and stuff, and get rewarded for it. And that's fun. That's great. But for some really odd, counterintuitive reason, they don't let you play it all the time. Like you want to play Samurai, you have to play it on their time, on their timetable, and do it during these days. And it just screams as antithetical to what I think about when I think of a game designed to be on the Nintendo Switch, a console that's designed to be played anywhere, anytime, on your time. And Samurai, no, you play it on our time. You play it when we want you to. It's what? It just doesn't. It feels a bit at odds with itself. And I know there's a way to host Salmon Run locally, like you host a local game, like you do that for any of the modes, any of the maps, which is nice. But that's only for local wireless. If you're gonna bump into people with Switches of their own, and you find 3 other people with Switches, sure, that'd be great in that very specific example. Otherwise, I don't know. It just feels kind of like an odd decision. Like, it's a very distinctly Nintendo decision, and I don't mean that to be harsh to Nintendo. I love them, but sometimes they do things that make me just scratch my head, and it's one of those, you know.
Yeah. Well, we talked about Splatoon 2 on the last one, like a lot. So, but
all right. But
other...
you know, be kind of gather my take on it, at least, you know.
Yeah. No, and I mean, if it's one of your favorite games, it's on the list. But
hey,
other than that, I mean, any other games you guys want to talk about? Anything?
Well, I know we probably don't have any footage queued up for it, but I have been kind of dipping my toe back into Nioh. That's really eating up my time, you know, because the new DLC's coming out, has come out, Defiant Honor, and yeah, that's given me a reason to kind of go back and chew on it. And oh dear me, for a Souls-like fan, it is addictive.
Yeah, I was surprised I didn't see Nioh
as
on
well.
the list. Yeah, I was surprised you guys didn't mention it. I was gonna queue up footage for it, but nobody mentioned it. Like, maybe they actually hated the game.
I think it's because I've talked out too much of it. Like I remember back when I actually guest starred on Ben's Game Fanatics OP show when the game first launched. We talked about it, and our thoughts are pretty well cataloged there. And there really isn't that much else to say about the DLC other than it's more the same. Go and enjoy.
Yeah, it's basically, oh, here's some more Nioh. We added new weapons. Have fun.
I'm not.
That's not bad.
That's the only reason why I'm even bothering to kind of go back and clean up my character. The Tonfa weapons.
Dude, the Tonfa's great.
I want to kung fu smack around people with Tonfas. I got a high skill build. I got a high ninjutsu build. I want to smack people with Tonfas. Gimme.
Oh, they're my favorite weapon now. They're my main weapon now.
Of course it is.
I never thought it would happen. I never thought I'd switch.
So yeah, I guess honorable mention to Nioh.
Okay, so we did all this, and my game of the year is Prey, by a wide margin.
Yeah.
Oh shit! I forgot to get footage for it.
Prey, and I don't really.
The footage is a mimic.
The show's like 20,000 hours long, but I think all the praise we can give for like Zelda's
praise.
Oh, I hate you. All the praise we can give to Zelda doing this like wide open world that's free and lets you do whatever is kind of what Prey does, very on a small scale in a space station where you can go wherever you want, and it's about the little tiny decisions. It's about the note on the desk and the item in the locker, and really looting and exploring and living in that world, finding these people, reading their emails, and I love that whole style of game, and it persists for 25 hours, and I just loved every second of it.
So what you're trying to tell me, Ben, in a very verbose ways, that it goes even further back to the inspirations of the stuff of like original Deus Ex and System Shock 2, where it was open hub area, very strong narrative focus, and allows you to get lost. Like I know that's me kind of being a bit of the guy pulling on your leash, but I've actually been playing through Prey, and due no small part due to your very exuberant recommendation. And I can't say.
Do you love it?
I love it.
You should probably put a ring on it then, Ben. You weirdo.
If I could.
Don't do it.
It's probably a mimic trap.
Anything is possible in Nevada, bro. But I will say
Popcorn might get jealous.
Throw the popcorn at it.
I will say Prey, from what I've played, is pretty fantastic. I do think there are certain elements to it, though, that are interesting, but like I said, I'm enjoying it. I'm having fun with it. And at the exact same time, I can't help but feel as if I could be a little contrarian and kind of pop your little bubble. But no, let's leave it at that.
There are some problems and conceits that people could have with it, and I understand. And it's stupid to say this, but it actually kind of changes things in the end, and that's a big spoiler.
I've heard there's like a big twist, and
there's two big twists that just floored me.
I have not been spoiled. Believe it or not, I have not been spoiled on the big stuff with Prey. Good. And honestly, I do my best to not have that happen. But like I said, I do enjoy it. And it definitely does feel like a thinking man's sci-fi story in a well-polished, well-made open hub area action. It's really hard to really call this particular genre because it's kind of a combination of like a bunch of old school and new school stuff. Like I mentioned System Shock 2. It has a bit of Thief. It has a bit of Dishonored. It has a bit of Bioshock. It's an odd hodgepodge of old school stuff, but it has
a clear lineage with all those games. But it does feel pretty unique. Has a clear lineage
and polish to it. Like as you said, it encourages and rewards creativity, thinking outside the box. And I could see that great appeal. Not to mention the mimics and the Typhon enemies, pretty intense.
They're cool.
Oh yeah,
I like the design a lot.
Actually, it's weird. The designs themselves are kind of bland to me, but how they're utilized in terms of enemy types and what they bring are fantastic. Like I remember very early on, when I was still looking for a weapon to get. I actually found a handgun. Went to grab it. It was a mimic. And I'm not even kidding. It felt like something out of a cartoon. It's like I needed some way to defend myself. Ooh, a gun. Monster.
Nope.
Wrench.
I loved that. It's like the perfect game for me. So I understand people's complaints about it, but it was like this game was built for me and exactly how I play first-person adventure-y games like it.
Yeah, I said that in the credits. It was like made in mind with Ben.
Yeah, specifically for you.
Which is why we're now shutting down. We didn't make
I wouldn't be
money.
surprised if it said that, how much I liked it.
Very specifically for you and nobody else.
I played the demo. They released the demo for that game. I played it for over 6 hours.
My God.
I loved it.
That's kind of weird. The demo actually kind of turned me off a little bit because of how they did the sound editing. Like
it was terrible.
The audio they have for the dramatic stings every time a Typhon showed up was like comical.
The fuck's going on?
It felt like it was in a parody of a horror game for a minute there, because at one point I feel like for like a gag I just started smacking some champagne bottles with a wrench, but apparently a mimic was nearby in the very room, and it took off. So I'm smacking champagne bottles and suddenly.
Yeah,
like,
what's
going on?
How did that get through cert or like okayed at all? It was crazy, but
it did.
They just assumed you knew it was a demo, and it was
Well, the full version didn't have that, thank God.
Right.
But
yeah, because that was obnoxious. Like you go into the menu and you're like, music way down. Gotta stop.
So I think that's about. Do we have anything else to talk about? Do we?
I think that's it.
Okay.
Honorable mention: Star Wars puzzle droids.
What?
What?
What are you talking about?
The mobile game.
What?
It was
Joel, you're too sick.
Sorry.
Second honorable mention: Galaxy of Pen and Paper. Check it out. It's on Steam.
I've heard about it.
And Android.
And Android and
honorable
iOS.
mention. I have one. I really liked Rhyme. I thought it was a really good kind of eco.
That's a good one. That's another good one.
Ish game. Very fun.
Perfect.
Yeah, ish games.
Let's end it there.
Ta-da!
Ta-da! Okay. We made a show. All right. Thanks a lot for checking it out, guys. Thanks a lot to Ben, Logan, and Tyler for being here tonight.
Yep.
Check us out every Tuesday. We are live here with the Game Fanatics. Don't forget to head over to thegamefanatics.com. Check out the articles. Check out the videos. Head over to all of our channels. Subscribe, follow, do all the things. And you can catch us here next week where we'll be talking about our favorite animes set in a game world.
Oh, jeez.
Should be a fun one.
I will not.
And Ben will not be on that.
So wrong.
All right, guys. Go play some games.
Enjoy.